What up, though, Pistons fans? Welcome back to another episode. So let's get into this game, man. So the Pistons lose tonight to the Celtics in blowout fashion on the road. This was a little bit disappointing because the Pistons have been off since Saturday. So I really expected them to come out fresh in the hit first. And they didn't do that. Even if they didn't win, I was just hoping to see effort for 48 minutes because they hadn't played in so long, and we just didn't get that tonight. Jalen Duren was a late scratch tonight with a right wrist injury. So Isaiah Stewart started in his place, and Asar Thompson also returned to action after missing the last few games. Jason Tatum was out again for the Celtics, the second time now in a row that he's missed this matchup with the Pistons, and Sam Hauser was also out for the Celtics. So, initial thoughts, right? Early in this game, the Pistons looked solid, right? We always talk about fast starts, how many times the Pistons early in the season have gotten out to slow, sluggish starts, and they got to burn a quick timeout, right? That wasn't the case tonight. They actually came out defensively locked in. The energy was there, the effort was there, the physicality was there from the start. And you could tell the Pistons were really just trying to make sure that they executed on both sides of the ball early. There was one particular play where the Pistons on offense, they missed a shot, but Coach Bickerstaff was clapping on the sideline. So this time off that the Pistons have had was for rest and reps. Rest and reps, right? Just building chemistry, understanding the offensive and defensive schemes. Unfortunately, though, the Pistons were ice cold tonight. They couldn't throw a brick in the ocean. They were 2 of 19 in the first half from 3. Their defense and Cade's offense is what kept them in the game. The Pistons' calling card, as it should be, is going to be physical defense and getting out on the break whenever they can. They've got facilitators, they got athletes, they got shooters, and that's what you need to be successful with running team, right? The more stops you get as a result, the more you can get out and run. And early in this game, the Pistons, they looked connected, they looked engaged, they were finishing defensive plays, they were boxing out, even the guards, setting hard screens, they were hedging and showing help on shooters because maybe a teammate overcommitted to help another shooter. Just moving on the string defensively. They were doing that tonight. One thing I noticed too is that the transition defense was a little bit better tonight. More guys were getting back on defense. It was more than just one guy getting back on defense after a turnover. You can see 2 or 3 guys sprinting back on defense. They were hustling back to break up passes, giving themselves the chance to set their defense up. But as the game continued to progress and the Pistons just kept missing shots and the Celtics just kept hitting their shots, it really seemed to sap the Pistons' energy and effort defensively, especially. And the game really just got away in the first half. Boston really closed the first half strong, and the game just kind of got away. Let's get to the box. So Cade had 18 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 turnovers on 9 for 22 shooting, 0 for 4 from 3. So like the rest of the team, he struggled from three-point line tonight. He just couldn't get anything going out there. But aside from that, he carried the offense, right? He was getting his own in the mid-range. He was facilitating for others. He was playing tough defense. As you see, he almost got another triple-double with 18, 8, and 8. But he did everything he could. Just couldn't get enough help offensively from his teammates. And he was gassed, man. There was a point where he was on the bench and his head was down. And you could see he was giving all effort, but he just couldn't get any help tonight. At one point in the game, you could even hear Greg Kelster on the telecast say that Cade's probably thinking, what more do I have to do to help get this team a win? And it was just that kind of a night. But he was competing regardless, man. You could even see him clapping at his teammates to stop barking about fouls. Tobias even got teed up on a foul that wasn't called on him. So it was one of those nights. But like I said, you got to play through that. Jaden Ivey had 10 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, no turnovers on 3 of 14 shooting. So he struggled with his shot tonight, man. He really, really struggled. He tried to get his offense going in the second half. He was really quiet in the first half, not a lot of shots. Second half, he tried to get aggressive, and he was able to knock down 2 of the Pistons' first 3 threes. But aside from that, he really struggled offensively. And just like last time these two played, I think Jaden really struggles with their size. You got a 7'3" Kristaps Porzingis and a 6'10" Al Horford in the paint. So that makes it very, very tough to get to the rim, and it kind of affected his aggressiveness all night long. Tim Hardaway Jr. has 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 3-6 from the field, 0-3 from 3. So Tim didn't have a great game as well. It just wasn't impactful. He only played 19 minutes. It was just a bad night all around, man. Offensively, all of our guys really just struggled. Tobias Harris had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 for 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. So once again, not a lot from our starters. Only 3 guys tonight were in double figures, and it was tough to watch. And sometimes it's going to be like that. Sometimes you're just not going to have it going offensively. And if you're playing the champs, you can't really afford to have an off shooting night if you want to win the game. Isaiah Stewart. Tonight's game is the epitome of doing things that don't show up on the stat sheet. So Isaiah Stewart had 2 points, 5 boards, 1 block on 1 or 2 shooting. But he made so many plays tonight that don't show up on the stat sheet. So if you watch this game, you saw it, right? You saw the block, right? If you didn't see it, Isaiah Stewart made an incredible block on Kristaps Porzingis at the rim. I still don't know how he did that. I'm gonna be honest, because I saw the play developing before it actually happened. And when it finally materialized, I thought it was gonna be a poster. Stu is 6'8". Kristaps is 7'3". That's a 7-inch difference. 7-inch difference. Imagine being 6 foot and trying to block somebody who's 6'7". Right? He's not supposed to be able to block that shot, especially because he's not a freak athlete. But you know why he was able to do that? Because he studies the game. He studies the little things. His practice reps are not just on the offensive side of the ball. It's not just shooting. It's not just screening. It's timing his jump defensively. Regardless of how tall or short you are, the key is always to meet the offensive player at the rim, because that's where the ball has to go. But understanding who you are as a player and who the offensive player is becomes important. Because if you're not a freak athlete with the crazy vertical, but the player coming at you who's trying to dunk on you does, it makes more sense to leave your feet after they do, so you guys can come down or meet at the apex at the same time, right? At the same time. That's exactly why, in my eyes, Stu is untradeable. He's a student of the game. He's a tone setter. He's always working at his game. He studies other players, so he can become the best defensive player that he can be, regardless of who he's guarding. The best part about that play, too, was the finger wave. He channeled his inner Dikembe Mutombo. Rest in peace. But it's so cool to just see him committing to that end and continuing to improve and become a very, very impactful player on that end. I said it before. I think he's going to be an all-NBA defender multiple times. Multiple times. You can just see how committed he is to becoming great on that end. And he's slowly working on his offensive game year over year to get better and better. He's never going to have a bag offensively per se, right? But I don't see any reason why he can't be the Pistons version of someone like Al Horford. And that's just one of the many plays that he made in this game. He made so many plays, blocking shots on the perimeter, holding Boston to one shot for the most part when he was on the court, just doing the little things. Those little things are what win you playoff games. Ron Holland, man. Ron Holland actually led all scorers with 26 points tonight and 3 rebounds to go with it. He shot 11 of 14 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Now, granted, most of his points were in garbage time when the game was over, but I think it's still good that he was able to get out there and get some extended time on the court just to kind of get a rhythm. And offensively, we're seeing what he's going to be for this team. He is a guy that can get downhill, get to the basket. His handle is a lot better than I initially thought. I saw that early in the season when he got the steal and went coast to coast for a layup against the Hornets that should have won that game. But his handle is a lot better than I thought. A lot better than I thought. So I was really impressed with what I saw from him tonight, and that 3 ball as well. 2 of 5 from 3 is not bad. Right? We know for much of the season, he went a long time without hitting his first one. So as he continues to get more reps and gets more comfortable with it, that's going to continue to get better and better. He also brought the defense. He made a lot of heady plays. He played good defense with his feet, and he always brings energy. So I'm really happy with what I saw from him tonight, and I think his future is very bright for this team. Marcus Sasser came off the bench and gave some offensive punch. He had 9 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block, 1 turnover, 4 of 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. So he came in instant offense, coming in looking to score. But I must say I am impressed with his defense. He plays very, very tough defense. He's scrappy. He's a scrappy defender. And I like that about him. He comes in and doesn't just bring offense, but brings energy. And I like to see that from him. I do think the Pistons need to find a way to get him some more minutes. I want to see what he can do when he gets an opportunity outside of garbage time. Because tonight he was brought in because the Pistons, like I mentioned, just couldn't get a shot to fall. Right? So I would like to see him getting more of an opportunity in meaningful time. I think the Pistons would do well to find some time for him. Beasley had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists on 2 of 7 shooting, 0 of 3 from 3. So everybody was cold tonight. You know when Beasley's 0 of 3, it's a tough shooting night. And then Asar gave you 4 points, 3 boards, 2 of 6 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. So very, very tough shooting night from the Pistons tonight, and that happens sometimes. But what did you guys see in tonight's game that I may have missed? Let me know in the comments and let's talk about it. Appreciate you hanging with your boy. And as always, Detroit versus everybody. Peace.
Rewind 2021. There was a parade in my city. #1 pick, dancing in the street. Everybody was hitting the gritty. Kid arrived in the D, and it was live as can be. They can ball, but we didn't want Green, Mobley, or Scotty B.
No shade.
When he got hurt, everyone lost it. Storylines leaking, no faucet. Caught him washed when he broke his tibia. All the haters, time to get it really, Everybody wanna be Skip Bayless. Wanna throw shade, okay, say less. Dudes went #1 for a reason. It'll click by the end of the season. When he wins most improved player. Gonna be a movie, here's the trailer. Don't say I didn't try to warn ya. Co-signed by Wayne Benjamin.
Cade Cunningham.
He was raised in Texas, but now he's Detroit flexing. Team USA, he was killing them. Got him effed up, let me quote Eminem. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move. move their lips. That's that bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about K. Nowadays everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. That's that bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about K. Forgot about K, they forgot about K. Forgot about, how you forget about K?